Hello and welcome back. I'm just going to be doing some Lego. I sort of just started this and I need to get on with it for it to be finished by Christmas, obviously. I've just got my notes here. Don't mind me. Bruce McArthur, the Santa who killed. Between 2010 and 2017, 8 men disappeared without a trace in Church and Wellesley, which was also known as the Gay Village. So how did Bruce get away with murder for nearly 10 years? Well, that is what we are going to find out. So, Bruce was born in Lindsay, Ontario in 1951 on the 8th of October. He was raised in a rural area in just an ordinary family bungalow. His parents, I read somewhere they were foster parents, and so there were a lot of kids coming and going. And yeah, just seemed like normal people, right? Although not really, because Bruce was always gay and he suspected that his father knew this, which is why he worked him harder than any of his siblings. It said also that they had a farm and he gave Bruce a lot of manual labour, maybe to try and, you know, mail the gay out of him, if you know what I mean. It's a very manly job. Maybe he thought that Bruce, by doing this, would not be gay anymore, because that's how it works, obviously. Bruce did go on to have 2 children called Melanie and Todd with his wife Janice. They seemed like a great family, you know. Bruce was a member of the church who was very active in the community. I mean, how many times do we hear this? But behind closed doors, things were quite different. Todd, his son, later on said about him that he was quite physically abusive to him, and Todd actually got in trouble for repeatedly making obscene phone calls. It doesn't say to who, but obviously he got into trouble for this. So Todd actually served jail time for obscenity and harassment, which, I mean, it is harassment, so I'm not surprised. So Bruce finally came out as gay in the early 1990s, but he and Janice, his wife, had some arrangement to stay living together. I suppose perhaps financially that's easier, or it would be, wouldn't it? But they actually ended up splitting because of financial reasons. Bruce lost his job, and it was hard to keep up with Todd's legal bills. So they ended up separating in 1997, and Bruce filed bankruptcy in 1999. So he actually then created his own landscaping business, so he seemed to bounce back, and he, you know, was out there in the dating world, a recognisable face in the gay village in particular. However, he soon got a reputation for being obsessive and controlling and into rough sex. So he actually had a relationship with another man for 4 years, but when this broke down, Bruce didn't take it very well. But he started seeing a psychiatrist, so that's healthy. And the psychiatrist prescribed Prozac to him, which is an antidepressant. So Bruce was on that. Don't know if that's any relevance, but he was. And I never knew what poppers were. Okay, so maybe I'm just so innocent, but they are a muscle relaxant, by the way, which Bruce started taking to help with sex. So obviously it relaxes his whatever and made it easier to whatever. So that's what he did. And I got nothing against it as long as, you know, I mean, I'm guessing that's not legal though, is it? Taking poppers? I don't know. It was on October the 31st, 2001, when Bruce assaulted a male sex worker with an iron pipe. He did actually turn himself in for this, which I was quite surprised about, I guess. And he received 1 year of house arrest, a 6-month curfew after that, and 3 years probation. And he wasn't allowed to own poppers anymore. So obviously they are not legal or something. So, unlucky. Oh, he was also banned from the gay village. Sorry, I forgot to mention that bit. But yes, he was banned from the gay village. And he also had to take anger management courses, classes, whatever, and submit his DNA to the database. So, I mean, yeah, he had to do a fair few things. But he avoided a criminal record by applying for a pardon, which was successful. He then was soon back to the gay village and very active on gay dating websites. So yeah, he had his landscaping business, but obviously that's very seasonal. So he worked as something else, I can't remember what it was now. But he also worked as a Santa in shopping malls in the off season. So that's where the killer Santa thing comes in, if you're wondering. And he was sort of involved with a few men at this time. This was 2003. Seeing people, dating people, all of that. So he was just loving his gay life, basically. Which I would say, under normal circumstances, good for him, but screw him, you know? In 2010, on the 6th of September, the first missing person went missing. He was called, please excuse me, Skandaraj Navaratnam. He was from Sri Lanka. Can't even say Sri Lanka, jeez. So yeah, he disappeared after being seen at a village bar. When I say a village bar, I think I mean the gay village bar. A bar in the gay village. And he was on and off with Bruce at this time. There was just no trace of him after that. That was it. And then 2 others also went missing. You have Abdul Basir Faizi in December of 2010. And the problem is I can't read my writing as well. So Mahid Kayan in October of 2012. So in the November of 2012, the police actually launched Project Houston, which is an investigation to look for the 3 men that have gone missing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just holding bits and pieces. I think that's everything. Okay, sweet. They had their ethnicity in common, but, you know, they also had one thing in common. It was our friend Bruce. They had Bruce in common. They were all seeing Bruce at some point or another. The police interviewed Bruce, but they had no reason to suspect him of doing such heinous things as to, you know, killing these men. So, well, they did nothing, didn't they? Oh, I've put that in the wrong place. The investigation went on for another 18 months. Rightly so, the TPS, which is the Toronto Police Service, were actually criticised for their handling of the investigation for not realising, or not considering that this could be the work of a serial killer, which is stupid, really. I mean, I'm not an investigator or a detective or anything, obviously, but if 3 gay men go missing from the gay village, would you not kind of think, oh, I wonder if there is a killer out there targeting these men? And I wonder if that killer could be gay or hateful of the gays or something. But no, they wouldn't consider it, so. And also in June of 2016, the police didn't follow up on an accusation that Bruce choked a man during sex. They just got that accusation in. Someone came in saying he choked me, and they were just like, So on the 30th of April 2017, Essen, sorry, from Turkey disappeared, went missing, whatever, same thing. And because he had a drug addiction, the police just didn't link this to any of the other missing men. Just because he had a drug addiction. It's like, as soon as they find out you have some kind of affliction, like you're depressed or you have a drug addiction or whatever, then you're just like, yeah, you went missing because of that. Do you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. At least try. God. But then, I didn't even look up what nationality this guy was actually, but I'm assuming he's white. But anyway, in 26th of June 2017, a man called Andrew Kinsman went missing. Now, he went missing from his home, and he was the only one of these men who was not of sort of Asian ethnicity, they said. And guess what happened after he went missing? The TPS got a new task force together called Project Prism on the 14th of August 2017 to find this missing man, or sorry, these missing men. Or was it just the missing man they cared about, that one guy? Makes you wonder, doesn't it, really? But anyway, they got a new task force together to find who is taking these men, basically.